lives. Like there's even an educational aspect of it, right? Like how many people do you come across that just don't know much about cats? Like
Yes,
is that
a lot. A lot of people come into the cat lounge, and when we welcome them, we explain them a little bit of who we are and what we do. And we have a little bit of do's and don'ts for when you enter the cat lounge. And you can tell some people are like, oh, we don't know. And when they are inside, you can just tell somebody that wants to hold a cat, but is afraid because they feel that they're gonna be scratched. Or so we teach them how to how to approach a cat. Like go lower, put your hand, let them smell you, and people don't know. A lot of people that go there don't know, have never held a cat, and they want to.
howdy everyone. This is Alexis from the Cat Pharm, and welcome to Coffee and Crazy People. This is our second episode, and I'm really excited to have Lupita Adams on the call with us. Thank you so much for joining me, Lupita.
Thank you, Alexis, for inviting me.
Lupita is one of my favorite people because she owns the Cat Cafe in Austin, the one and only.
The only one.
Purrecto Cat Lounge. It's one of my favorite places to go. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Lupita, and how did you get to being a cat cafe owner?
So I'm from Acapulco, Mexico, first of all. So I've been living in Austin for 18 years. And before the cat cafe, I started a cleaning company 17 years ago. And it's Enviromates Austin. It was the first green cleaning company that started in Austin years ago. When I moved to Austin, I see all this green wave, and I live in the Barton Spring neighborhood in the 7704 here in Austin. And my ex-mother-in-law was super green, super eco-friendly and vegan, and we were living that lifestyle, but I noticed that they were missing that. I was like, one day I was just like, wait a second, nobody really owns a cleaning company here that is fully advertised as a green cleaning company. And I was like, I think so. That's my opportunity to start the first one. And I did that. I start Enviromates. And then after I started Enviromates, so the people start coming with the green cleaning movement and Austin. And I've been owning that for, as I say, like 17 years now. And I just felt that something was missing as an entrepreneur. Like everything, it's been a successful business. We have around 30 employees working there. So it's been super fun to have it too, but I was missing something like internal. I always wanted to do something that has to do with giving back or helping the community. And last year, we actually were with my husband in a rescue. And we thought about that, and then we traveled. And we saw a cat lounge. We were working a cat cafe. We were walking, and my dad is like, "Oh, that's a cat cafe." And I was like, "What is a cat cafe?" I didn't know. So I went to this cat cafe, and I was just like blown away. I was like, "Oh my God, do we have one in Austin?" And I did the research, and we see that we didn't have one in Austin. And I was like, this can be my second first, because environment, nothing. And then I have a friend of mine that does rescues. She lives in Houston, and she's super involved in rescues. And I started learning more because of her. Her name is Sophia. And then I told her my idea, and she was like almost in tears. She's like, "Oh my God, Lupita, you have to do it." She connected me with Cynthia. She's the one that owns Sunshine Rescue. I went to meet with Cynthia. I went to volunteer with her rescue. And this lady wakes up at 3 a.m. because she also have a job, a 8-to-5 job. And she was at 3 in the morning to feed those cats and take care of them. And then she's also doing trappings. And I was like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it too. So it was super inspirational to see her. She's amazing. I think so you need to invite her in the podcast because she's just amazing.
Absolutely.
Super inspirational. And then I told her I'm gonna clean. So because I know how to clean. And so my husband and I spent the whole day cleaning the rescue. I mean, it's a lot of work. She had a lot of, like around 80 cats there in the rescue.
Wow.
So we were walking by this room in the rescue that we will see this little paw coming out of the door trying to get us. And we're like, who is in there? She was like, oh, that's a problem child. I don't know what I'm gonna do with him. Oh, keep cleaning. And then by the end of the day, my husband is like, we want to see the problem child. Can we go in and say, okay, but he's extremely territorial and he's in this little cage. And because he's so territorial, he's looking at me right now, actually. He's so territorial. And I think so I'm gonna have to find like a single man to adopt Romeo. And we got into the room and he's in this little cage and the other cats are not in the cage. She opened the cage and all the cats start like backing up. Oh. They know he was coming. And he comes out and we start petting him. And he's sweet. So we're like, what are you talking about, Cynthia? He's such a sweet baby. So we turn. There goes the scratch. And my husband is like, okay, I think so we want him. And I was like, what, do we? And he's like, yeah, we do. And
I'm fond of a feisty kitty too, so I get it.
So we're like, okay. So we took Romeo, and I mean, it's just been, I see him, and we always talk to my husband. If we didn't adopt him, he will probably still be there. And he does have an issues, you know, he gets very anxious, and he has attachment from his tail. He doesn't believe his tail is attached to his body, so he's always trying to fight his tail. We put it in kitty Prozac and stuff like that, like some medication. And he's with us now. And then I was like, that's what people need. People need to hang out with these cats. Obviously, he changed. He's extremely territorial with cats, but not with people. He's the sweetest. Right. He's living in our bed. He's sweet. We sent
the video. He feels safe, right?
Yeah. Yes, he's safe. I mean, he was.
You gave him safety and security. He didn't have that with 80 cats around.
That he was a stray cat, and then for being a stray cat, when he was 1 year old, he was trapped and taken into the rescue, and then now he's in a cage. So he was free, now in a cage, and it was coronavirus going on, and now he's in a cage for like almost a year. So that was probably what triggered his being so anxious. And when he got home, we thought it was gonna take a while for him to adapt, but no, the next day he was out and about, smelling stuff, and he's super sweet. He doesn't like other cats, but he loves humans. So he's just our only child. And we sent the video to Cynthia, and she was just like, I can't believe it. Sleeping on our arms like a baby. He's our baby. And from there, mixed with what we saw, we were traveling, I was like, we have to do this because there is many like Romeo that are gonna be overlooked in a regular rescue shelter situation, Petco, call it whatever, because you tell them, oh, he's anxious, or it's blind, or it's deaf, or whatever. And people don't, when you say, oh, this cat is blind, you think it's gonna be like a lot of work. And really, a lot of blind cats, they move well. You know? Mm-hmm. And, you know, you get to see the personality. So that's when we're like, I'm gonna start the cat cafe. And I start talking to Cynthia and the rescue, my other friend, and I put my business plan together. And a lot of people were discouraging me because they're like, oh my God, it's Austin, and you're gonna try to find prime real estate in Austin. And what is a cat cafe? How are you gonna pay the rent? How this is gonna happen? And we were lucky. We find our realtor was he he really believed in the business plan when I put it together. And we find actually, this almost happened in Congress, downtown by the Parliament. There is just not enough parking space there. And then we present this to, no, actually my landlord, now my current landlord, he called me. He said, somebody sent me your business plan. I want to talk to you, come. And we came talk, and the first thing that he showed me, it's like, this is my cat. I was like, oh, he's like, well, I never hear about a cat cafe. And I'm a business person. Is this gonna happen? I said, trust me, it's gonna happen. So, okay, as long as you help the kitties and you pay the rent, let's do it. So we're there now in Salamar.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Location for us too.
Yeah, you know, cat people have to stick together. So, and it's amazing, right? When you find them and they really believe in, you know, what you're trying to do, and, you know, it's a really strong community, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
getting you up and running where you needed to be, right? Might not have been where you wanted to be originally, but
yeah, it
was meant to be.
Yeah, it was meant to be. Yeah, we have a lot of parking space there. He's super nice. It's a great location. It's a great location. I don't think so we could find a better location than that. So it was meant to be. Yeah,
that's awesome. So how do you get your kitties to the cafe? What's your transportation process like?
So we partner with the rescue, Sunshine Rescue in Texans, and they bring the cats to us. Actually, they do the transport to us, the rescues. We communicate through the week, how are you doing? And they communicate with me like, we have some kitties that they're about to be fixed, because we can't have anything younger than 2 months, because they need to wait until they're ready to be fixed and chip and litter and stuff like that. So yeah, we just communicate, and then I let them know, like, depending how the adoptions are going during the week, I let her know, like, oh, I need five. I have a space for 5. You can bring this 5, or if there is a lot of adoptions, like I remember 1 week, it was like, we usually keep like 15 cats there. And 1 week was like 8 adoptions in that week. So they came on a weekend and they came during the week, because I was like, oh, 8 adoptions, so bring more. So
what's the number up to? Right after you opened, you did like 30 in a really quick amount of time. That was the last time we talked about it.
So it's gonna be on December 26th. It's gonna be 5 months of open. So right now we're in like 4 months and 2 weeks, something like that. So it's I say that we are like 1.5. I need to count. We have a list, but we already passed the 100. We posted on social media. So we probably are like 105, something like that. That's fantastic. Because right now we're receiving updates, and like today we have like 3 adoptions already. So it goes fast.
Yeah. Is that what you were anticipating? Did you have
I was anticipating more.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there is no way these babies are not gonna be adopted like that, because they're so cute, and people have the perfect space to hang out, to get to know them. So I was anticipating more, but it's a good number.
It's a fantastic number. So
yes, it is a good number. When people go there, they're like, oh, it's a lot of adoptions. Like, I want to have 2 or 3 a day. But we are doing well. Yeah, we're doing well. Yeah.
I've been to some of your events, and so I really enjoy some of those. So
yes,
do you have any events coming up, or any ones that your favorites that you like to do?
I mean, I love the K-pop events. We have we partnered with ATX K-pop nights. I actually met him at the Cat Lounge, and I didn't know K-pop is related with cats too. I didn't know. And we just partnered. He's like, hey, I've been doing events through the city, and we're like, let's do one. He's like, actually lavender and pink are some of the colors from the K-pop too. And we just did the second one last weekend. and it's so fun, so much fun. There is vendors, and we get adoptions from there too, because people that don't know that we exist, they know through the K-pop. We have yoga. We partner with Oak and Lotus Yoga, and we had twice already. Yeah, it's been twice. It's been two yoga events. It's been two yoga events, yeah. And what else? Painting with cats is the one that you went.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have another event of painting with cats soon, probably like within a month. And this time that was drawing. This time it's gonna be painting.
Yeah.
We're partnering with ATX painting, and she's super fun, and it's gonna be a very fun event. And we are in process to also partnering. I already talked to her, and we are thinking we're gonna have a special event for Valentine's, and it's actually gonna be speed dating event.
That'll be fun.
Cat Lounge. Yes. Yes. It's a podcast actually called Swiping Right in the City. And it's about dating. And they also do speed dating events. So we're gonna do one, because I feel that when it's women that have cats, a lot of men, it's a no.
Yeah, it's a deterrent, right?
Oh no, I'm allergic and stuff like that. So it will be a good place for cat people to meet.
Yeah, I love that. Did you know that there's actually a cat-themed dating app that exists? I forgot what it was called, but
oh really? I didn't know.
Yeah, there is a guy. I think they're based out of Atlanta, is what I want to say. And so I heard about that. They went on the Shark Tank. That's where I came across it.
That sounds amazing.
I know. So the cat people do want to connect. That's for sure.
Yes, yeah, because you don't want to go through the whole process of probably like this person. It's like, oh, I have a cat. Oh, I'm allergic to it. Then you might as well know since the beginning, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think so that's gonna be super fun. And we have done a fundraiser for the we are a for-profit business. But when people go there and they say they want to donate, we take food or any donations and we give them to the shelf, to the rescues. And awesome. The same thing, if somebody wants to donate money, we have the QR codes displayed in our business. So the QR codes for the rescues. So if they want to donate, we just direct them to the QR codes and they donate direct to the rescue. They can donate direct to the rescue. Yeah.
So what's the hardest thing about running a cat cafe?
That I don't want any of them to get sick. probably just making sure that you are keeping your eyes open the whole time and seeing for any possible signs of any of them being sick. These are kitties that come from the street and they go to the rescue and they get treated, but some sickness takes up to 2 months, 3 months, like regular sickness, like diarrhea. Sometimes it takes 2-3 months to develop, depending on what kind of sickness is it, so they can be healthy in the rescue and they get to us and it develops something. And then we have, it's like a classroom. It's like a classroom. Yeah. So if one of the kids have the flu, the other ones get the flu. Or anything that is contagious. So I think so that's one of the hardest parts. And also, we love for them to get adopted, but we love them too.
You get attached, right?
It's sad because we're already attached, especially some of them that have been with us for 3-4 months. We're sad to see them leaving because we're like, oh, we know it's for the best, but we get attached because we love them. Oh, yeah, but absolutely. It's more 80% good and 20% difficult. Nothing is bad in there. So that's the good part of it. Nothing is bad, just difficult. 20%. But the 80% that is good is that you definitely providing connection between humans and cats, and everybody that goes there is happy. So there's not too many businesses that you go and you are making people happy. So
Does that make you happy?
Oh, it makes me happy. Feeling
awesome.
down, I go there, and sometimes I tell my husband, like, I'm only going because I'm there all the time. My two businesses are very close from each other. They're like 8 minutes away from each other. So I'm there all the time, but sometimes I'm trying to don't go because I have so much going on. And I was like, I'm just gonna go for like 20 minutes. And then I was like, oh, I couldn't leave because so-and-so was doing this. And this one was being so cute. And I was
So you're telling me you have a favorite child out of your businesses, is what you're telling me.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, environments help it to start this one. So both of them, but it's totally different, right? I am providing definitely happiness in this one. And the other one too, I'm providing happiness because it's the gift of relaxation. You can home to a clean home instead of spending hours. But what involves, we do a lot of commercial cleaning. We do a lot of post-construction. We do a lot of make readies. So it's more like a business transaction.
Right. And you don't get to really experience the joy of the people who are getting your product. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. That many people call to say, oh, they did a great job. Most likely they call when they want to complain.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and it's more like a business transaction than this one. It's providing joy, basically. We see a lot of people. I remember this couple that they mentioned that they plan to have a kid in the future, but first they want to see how they do with a pet. So that was their first pet that they adopted together. And I remember she was teary, and it was so emotional because I can tell what it means to them.
Right.
And I was just overwhelmed. I was so overwhelmed because I knew that cat, it was gonna have so much love. I was like, oh, it's gonna be great. Just to know that it's a good feeling.
Yeah, so you're providing all kinds of good things and help to the community. Not only are you supporting from an animal initiative and bringing joy to people's lives, like there's even an educational aspect of it, right? Like how many people do you come across that just don't know much about cats? Like,
yes,
is that
a lot of people come into the cat lounge, and when we welcome them, we explain them a little bit of who we are and what we do. And we have a little bit of do's and don'ts for when you enter the cat lounge. And you can tell some people are like, oh, we don't know. And when they are inside, you can just tell somebody that wants to hold a cat, but is afraid because they feel that they're going to be scratched. So we teach them how to approach a cat. Like, go lower, put your hand, let them smell you. And people don't know. A lot of people that go there don't know, have never held a cat, and they want to. And then also for parents, it's a very good experience for them to see how their kids interact with an animal, and are they ready to have a pet at home or no. That's the best place, because the parents or us, we will tell them the do's and don'ts. Please, no running, no shouting, don't grab the cat in this way. And if the kid follows the rules, the parents are like, oh, I think so. It happened to me already. Like the mom is like, oh, I think so my little girl is ready for a cat. I didn't thought, but it's a good experience to see, or it's the opposite. And it's like, okay, no, we can. She's not ready.
Not ready.
He's not ready. Doesn't know how to yet. And so it's a good place for them to figure out that before getting a pet and having some difficulties between their kids and the cat or dog.
That's one of my from my 2 times visiting, there were little children there both times. And I will tell you, like the first visit I had, there was this little girl and a mom. She was allergic, and her daughter loved cats, loved cats. And so they came, they were there the same time I was. And it was like, it brought me so much joy watching this little cat lady. Like she was having so much fun in there playing with
I
the
think
cats.
I remember her.
It was a beautiful experience. I mean, even for me, like I'm a veteran cat owner. I've owned cats, but it made me remember like why I loved cats when I was
Yeah.
young, right? Like there's a
Yeah,
lot of magic there. So
it
I came
is.
home, I remember I talked about it. I was like, the best part of my hour there was watching that little girl have such a fantastic time experiencing kitties. I mean, she must have
Yeah.
been like 3 years old. She was tiny. And
Yes.
so good. Like some people are just born to
Or
be
with that.
cat people, right? Like she
Cat
knew what
whispers.
to
Yeah.
do. Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
So
And
it is beautiful.
some kids come dressed to impress with the
Yeah.
cat ears, with the cat dress, or anything about cats. And especially with kids to see their faces. I remember I took pictures of this little girl. She was like 5. And I told the mom, I was like, can I take pictures? Because every single time she would look, she just thought it was the most amazing place on earth. She was so excited. She was like, and she got all red every single time she would see a cat because she was overwhelmed by joy. And it was amazing to see that. Definitely. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And that's what I like about just the cat community in general, and what you've got going on. I think it's just a amazing experience for people, and I'm all about experiences. So
Thank
thanks
you.
for making your journey into cat cafe ownership.
Thank you. Also, we also have birthday parties there. Our place can be rented for birthday parties or
That's
for
awesome.
bachelor parties. Yeah.
No,
Any
I'm
kind
writing
of
that one
parties.
down. I might have my birthday
Meetups.
party there.
Yeah, meetups, company Christmas parties. We have gift cards available. We have memberships available, and we have a couple memberships already. We have a couple people that they were coming so often, and we're like, we have memberships. Do you know? Oh no, and it's cheaper because
Right.
if you go regularly, it's cheaper having a membership. So it's so amazing. We have people that go there to study. I remember I have a conversation with, I really like having conversations with people there because you meet people from all over. And this girl, she said she just moved here for, was in Atlanta? I think it was Atlanta. And she said she missed her cats. So she goes study there. She's in UT. And every time she needs an alone time or like to feel a little more relaxed, she goes and study there, pets cats, and she feels she's like at home with her cats. And that's what she does. A lot of people do that. Go work there or study or just relax for a little bit. Like
Yeah, I mean,
cat
there's a lot
therapy.
of research. Exactly. There's lots of research about, how human and animal interaction can help reduce stress, and it brings a lot of peace for people. So I know I do it. I've got 3 at home, so if I'm having a bad day, I just like to hold them real close and let them purr, right?
Yeah, yeah. I have all these babies, so I just hold them sane and just let them purr.
Yeah, that's amazing. So your journey into entrepreneurship, like what's been the most what's something you've learned like that you could share with our listeners about, starting up 2 separate organizations and, really taking things forward? Like what drives you? What are those things that really kind of help make you a good entrepreneur?
I think that you have to believe. Like when you are trying to start a business, if you wanna, you just have to do it mentally. You have to believe it's gonna happen. Because you just start doubting and you start putting doubts on you, like, what about this happening? You start like making a scenarios on your head. It's not gonna happen. So I never let those thoughts come to me. When I have an idea, I prepare for my idea. I never think it's not gonna happen. You just have to go for it, basically. That's what I do. I usually just, when I'm trying to start something new in any aspect of my life, I plan and I plan for the best. And there is nothing bad that I think it will happen. Because if something bad happen, I will wait for that. But I'm not, I'm just thinking that I believe in the, and whatever that you say, it will come.
The manifestation, right?
Manifestation rewards. So yeah, if you're trying to start a business, I would say just go for it. Don't listen to, like negative opinions, like, oh, the economy is bad, or, do your research on your own. And after you do your research on your own and you do a market study, and then with your own knowledge, you believe that's doable, go for it. And go for it as fast as you can, because you're in a roll. You take pauses and you plan. You just go for it. So that's what I did. I basically, so I decided I was going to start this on January. It was December 27 when I decided I was going to start this. And a lot of people will say, including my realtor, it's going to take probably like 2 years to find our space. I was like, no, it's not. Yes, it's going to take, no, it's not. We're going to find it. How do you know? I said, we're going to find it. It's going to happen. Just keep looking. You keep looking and we will find it. And in the meantime, I was like putting the website together and all this stuff. And it's a lot of work. So I was working a lot, and it was very stressful. And people will be like, oh, well, don't do the website yet until you don't have the space. No, the space is going to come. And then we have the website and we just add the address. And it happened. I have a lot of friends that own businesses in Salomar. And one of them, I remember, she was like, it took me a year to find this business. This is space here in Salomar, year and a half. So it's okay. And I was like, no, it's not. And it didn't take us a year. It really took us 4 months. And then when we got the space, my realtor asked me, I remember, I'm going to send this to him. I remember he's like, so when do you want to open? I said, in the summer. The summer is in 2 months. Yes. No. I said, yes, we will. And we did. We opened in July 26th. July 26th. Yeah. So it's been amazing.
I love it. I love your ambition. I love your drive. You made it happen. I like that you manifest things. So I totally believe in that too.
Yeah, you just believe. Just like I see how you do too, with the Cat Pharm, and how you are present in the events and you have so much drive. And that's how I'm sure when you start yours, a lot of people are like, oh, but there's too many people in the market with the same thing. Or you're like, oh, no, yeah.
You get it, right? You get it in your own family, you get it in your own peer group. And you do start to doubt yourself at some point. But, I've gotten to a point now where I just, like, even if I have those moments, because they can't all be good moments, it's like, okay, we're going to reset and start over tomorrow. And then, it just keeps the drive going. And so I totally get it, right? You just have to keep going and believe.
And you believe, and then you learn when you're already rolling. Because a lot of people think that you have to know everything about the business before you start the business. And that's not how it goes. Because there is so many different scenarios that can happen. Like, I'm learning a lot, from the rescues about different types of diseases. And I'm learning so much, but they've been doing rescue for so many years, right? And I haven't. So I'm learning. And if I was going to wait to study the whole different scenarios of the cats, well, I was going to open probably in 6 years. So right now I'm learning. I have a good team next to me. a lot of the cat rangers. I have this cat ranger that has been working in a vet for a while, and she's been with us since we opened, so she's very knowledgeable. So I'm learning from her. And then it's very important that you hire a good team.
Right.
And the rescues, we have an amazing relationship, amazing, which is very important, and it's hard to find too.
Absolutely.
So I'm blessed with that situation, and I'm learning from them. And I didn't know anything about Instagram. I wasn't an Instagram person. I'm a Facebook person because my age.
Yep.
And you know, I hire a team to do social media for us because that's the same thing that does the social media for my other companies. But in this case, I knew it needed to be something different because it's cats, it's adoptions. So I tried to share that, what I wanted posted on social media, and it wasn't happening. My ideas were not translated into the social media. And I was like, you know, I'm just gonna learn. And I asked my daughters, and they were upset with me because they were like, how do you know how to do this? I don't know. How do you put like this little, and
Gosh, Mom. Yep.
I'm learning. And I am currently the one doing the social media for Purrfecto. And it's super fun. A lot of people,
I love it.
Actually, I'm doing pretty good, I think. A lot of people actually,
I think so too.
It's fun. And I was like, you know, it's taking me an hour sometimes, or 2 hours, or back and forth with the team and tell them, no, I wanted this color. No, I wanted this color. And in that time that I can tell them to do all these, might as well I do 5 reels myself. In the meantime that I'm trying to create one with them. So, because being creative, it's hard to translate. And we're a small business. It's not, I have this big budget to be paying for hours and hours and hours of discussion over one reel. So I just decided to start doing it. And I've been doing it. And we have people going there and ask, we have people actually calling. The other day, one of the cat rangers called me, and we haven't posted a reel. And I was like, no, we're not going to post today a reel. We're just going to post a picture later. Why? So we have this guy that called and say that he's been waiting for the reel because that's how I was like, oh, really? He's like, yeah. He called and said, are you guys going to post a reel? Because that's how I start my day. It makes me laugh. I was like, oh, that's nice.
Oh, you're right. There's your pat on the back. You've been doing amazing.
As I say, if I was waiting to learn about Instagram, I was going to open it another 8 years. And it keeps adding. So I'm just learning right now. Yeah. I mean, it's so much. We make an event. When we make the K-pop event, I didn't know about K-pop. I didn't know this movement was so big. And I learned.
Yeah, I didn't either until you started doing it. And then I started looking into it, and I saw some of their other events, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is a thing. I want to go so bad. I had my event that same day you had yours, and so I wasn't able to come, but I wanted to so bad.
It was so bad. It was so good. I'm sorry. The first was so much fun. The first event was sold out. I mean, we only have 100 tickets just because we can only allow certain amount of people, you know, at a time. So they were by appointments, but it was sold out. It was lines to get in. And
I love it.
Oh, wow. And then our second event was amazing too, but I learned from the first one. So I knew the logistics of the event better. And okay, now we're going to do it this way. We're going to do it this way. So you're just learning. When you have a business, you just have to learn.
Yeah, you have to be open-minded. You have to be willing to fail, right? Like you're gonna make some mistakes.
Yeah. You just be willing to have a little failing here and there, and then you just learn from that. You know, oh, okay, this didn't work out because I did it this way, so now I'm gonna do it the right way. So I know this wasn't the right way, and that's it. You know, and I get to meet like super nice people. All kinds of people there, like with so many different life stories, and they come and they chat with you for a little bit, and we have a lot of tourists. I say 40% of our visitors are tourists.
Wow. Okay, that's That's awesome.
I would say that. And a lot of people that come from the airport. You have a lot of people with the suitcases. To the point that I say, I wish that we can find a space in the airport, because when you're waiting for your flight, that would be the best spot to be.
Yeah, I think you're onto something.
That, I mean, it's a nail salon or something that you can, and then you stress because you're gonna be late. You go to pet a cat, you're gonna relax. If you're upset because you missed your flight, you're gonna go pet a cat, you're gonna relax for sure. So we do have people arriving there on an Uber with the suitcases, and we're like, oh, we missed our flight, and we're thinking something to do to relax. We have a lot of people showing us suitcases, or they have a little time to kill. I remember I met this lady. She was from Virginia, and she showed up with the suitcases. I was like, oh, you just arrived? I know, I'm leaving. I was here for a week, and I have a little time to kill, and I was just looking for something, to relax. And I was wondering, you guys have a cat cafe in Austin, and I found you guys, and I just came here to pet. I miss my cat at home, so I'm gonna pet some cats before I go back home. And
yeah, I never even thought about that. Like when you have layovers and stuff like that, like go.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm learning. I didn't know either, but I see the people coming, and okay, and a lot of tourism. Definitely, the weekends, some tourism, and a lot of families and dates. You can tell a lot of people on the first day there too. Really spend, and yeah, it's nice. It's a nice place.
The cats are the icebreaker, right? That's why I think your speed dating is going to go really well.
Yeah, I think so. This is one of the first events that I thought of doing, and I actually contact her. I actually contact the podcast, and I offer the space. I was like, don't you think so? There will be a perfect space? And she said, yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna do it for February. Definitely. This is gonna be fun. Icebreaker. And then it's not that awkward to be on the first date like that. You're just with a cat, petting the cat, instead of just being sitting in a restaurant trying to talk to each other.
Staring at other people awkwardly. Silence, right?
Yes. So I need to go because I have to be somewhere at my office at 2:10.
Yeah, no problem. But I really appreciate you taking the time today. I know you're a busy lady running all these businesses, and you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you. I keep looking at Bruce Lee there.
Thank you. He's my daily inspiration. So
good
gotta stay on it, right?
Yes, so smart. He was so smart. Yeah. Absolutely. I like to read about him too, because he was so same thing. He was just going for it.
Yeah, dedicated, right? Disciplined.
Was so yeah. Well, nice talking to you.
Nice to talk to you too. Sorry, go ahead.
Let me know when you're coming to the Cat Lounge.
Yeah, very soon. I'll come by very, very soon. And again, thank you so much for doing this with me. Any final words for our listeners or for me as I journey into podcasting even further?
I think so. You're gonna do amazing. I love it that you're starting that. I love how, as we talked early, like how passionate you are and you go for it. I'm sure that you have this idea about the podcast, and then you say, "I'm gonna go for it. Why not?" Yeah, why not?
Basically, why not? Exactly.
That's the key in a business. Why not?
Awesome. So thank you again so much. I really appreciate it. And
thank you.
Look forward to seeing you soon, petting some kitties, catching them out.
Yes, text me when you're coming.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Bye-bye.